the Connecticut chapter of the American Red Cross responds to hundreds of disasters each year. Even this morning, we heard that they were called to a fire.
Yeah, very sad. But in many cases, the families affected lose the roof over their heads, their clothes, and some of their cherished possessions, which are obviously difficult to replace. But on April 26th, you can join WTNH and the Connecticut chapter of the Red Cross by helping one family at a time on Giving Day.
Yes, joining us from the American Red Cross are Stephanie Arcangelo, the Chief Communications Officer, and Joe Appicelli, a Red Cross volunteer. Thank you both for being here.
Thanks for having us.
So, Steph, this morning we heard a fire. Is it mainly fires that Red Cross responds to, or is it all sorts of disasters?
We respond to about 64,000 disasters each year. The majority of those are home fires, and especially here in Connecticut, we respond to about 2 home fires per day. But we are there across the country responding to all sorts of disasters whenever the need calls.
And that's where, Joe, you came in 12 years ago. Your first assignment, as they say, was Hurricane Katrina, which
that is correct, Ryan.
You kind of got thrown right in there.
Sure. Right after the hurricane in 2005, August 29th, I was blessed to have enough courses under me, and I was deployed to the Houston Astrodome right after Katrina. I was in the Astrodome September 1st to start my first national deployment with the Red Cross.
And what did you do while you were there?
Well, what we do is we outreach. We're client-based. Whatever we can do to help the client, whatever it is. Specifically, I do a lot of feeding, but there isn't anything we would say no to. If a client needs something, we find the way, the means. We have enough resources and people to help us. It's never a no answer.
And you talk about helping people, but do you find that they help you in return?
Oh my word, they do.
Yeah.
What effort we give to the client, and it's vast, it's a large effort. I always walk away with a lot more given back to me from the client. They are just absolutely sensational people, the strongest. They're up against such adversity, but their strength and drive is what pushes me, and I walk away thinking I can do anything in my life because I witnessed what these folks who have been in a disaster.
And you've kept in touch with some of the families?
I have. I've been blessed to be in the Red Cross long enough where I redeploy to areas that I've been to in the past. And I have had a chance not too long ago, this past August, to revisit a client and her family, Regina and her husband Jack, and their 2 children, Andrew and Alyssa. And I had a chance to see them this past August.
And they're doing okay?
They're doing great.
10 years after you met them in Katrina.
Wow.
I had a chance to be with them in 2006 in St. Bernard Parish, which was overwhelmed by the breach of the levee down there, the interconference levee. And they were completely wiped out. Everything, all their possessions were lost. And I had a chance to see them then, and then 11 years later, the growth and the rebuilding of their property.
And how about you were just down in Myrtle Beach and you saw a guy from Connecticut, from
That
Waterford?
is correct. This past October after Hurricane Matthew, I was deployed to Myrtle Beach, and just north of Myrtle Beach in a community called Carolina Cove, the American Red Cross, myself and a teammate rolled in with our feeding emergency response vehicle. And we're prepping to serve our first meal, 150 meals served right in this community. And before I had a chance to exit our emergency response vehicle, Irv, affectionately known as, this gentleman walks up to the window, and he has this complex look. He's happy and he's crying at the same time. And he asks me, "Is this for real? Why are you here?" And I said, "Well, I represent the American Red Cross. My name is Joe. How may I help you?" And he said, "You already are." And he's staring at our truck that's from Waterford, Connecticut.
So it's full circle for him. It's great that you guys are able to help people. Make sure that you pay forward Day of Giving with the Red Cross. It is April 26th. Head on over to their website to support them, and we're going to have more CT Style coming up next.